All right, we are back with the LQ review. I am LQ, and today we are going to review the new Chevy Chase movie on Netflix called Last Laugh. Like I always do, I'm going to give you the good, I'm going to give you the bad, and then I'm going to give you my rating. My rating is yes, you should see it, no, you shouldn't waste your time, and maybe you should roll the dice on it. So let's go ahead and start with the good. The good we got to start out is Chevy Chase. It was great seeing Chevy Chase in a lead role again. It was great seeing him as the lead actor in a feature film. He carries the movie, and he really did a great job of conveying happiness, of conveying sadness, of conveying his passions, the things that he wants to accomplish in this movie. He still carries significant screen presence, and he gave a very strong performance in this movie. Chevy Chase is the strongest part of this movie. Another strong point in this movie is Richard Dreyfuss, his co-star. First of all, I got to give a shout out to Jaws. Richard Dreyfuss is one of the stars of Jaws, which is my all-time favorite movie. So it was great seeing Richard Dreyfuss back in a leading role for him as well. And again, he still carries a lot of strong screen presence. And he actually carries most of the emotional weight of the movie. Chevy Chase has a nice arc, and Richard Dreyfuss has a nice arc, but the arc of Richard Dreyfuss I kind of feel like is the most important arc of the movie. It's kind of where the emotional weight is. Another good part is the drama in this movie. This movie does a good job of telling a strong narrative that takes you from point A to point B, and you never feel like it's dragging. You never really feel bored. The drama is trying to tell something, and it's trying to tell something about aging. And as you get older, you don't want to give up on your dreams. You don't want to give up on the things that make you who you are, and you want to keep living. And you want to keep living right up until it's time to not live anymore. And that's really the story that this movie tells. Is that yeah, we all have to age and we all have to get older, but we never want to stop living, and we never want to stop striving for our goals. So this movie did a really good job of telling that narrative. All right, let's go to the bad. Andie MacDowell. I'm not saying that Andie MacDowell did a poor job of acting in this movie, because she did fine. She's a great actress, and she did fine. But I saw little to no narrative need for her to be in this movie. Her character could have been deleted from the movie, and there would have been not much changed in the narrative. And her interest in Chevy Chase, the two of them being interested in each other as romantic interest, I just didn't buy that whole relationship. It happened really fast, and I get it, she's supposed to be a free spirit, but it happened really fast, and then there was this instant connection that looks like it's supposed to last beyond the movie, and I just didn't buy it. I didn't feel the chemistry, and it didn't make any sense to me. So Andie MacDowell is one of the parts I didn't like. Another thing I didn't really like was it's just not that funny of a movie. It stars Chevy Chase. It's called The Last Laugh. It's about a comedian that hits the road to try to achieve his dream of being a stand-up comic at the end of his life. And there's not much funny that happens in this movie. There's a couple parts that were meant to be funny, and maybe you got a little bit of a chuckle out of it, but it's really not a very funny movie. Not that it's supposed to be, and I think that's what threw me off. It's supposed to be a dramatic movie, and I went in expecting a comedy. It's called The Last Laugh. It stars Chevy Chase. I was expecting a comedy, and that's not what Netflix delivered. So, like I said, it kind of threw me off, and that was something that I would call as a weakness of the movie. Just kind of give me what I wasn't expecting in a bad way. But what would the rating be on this movie? I'd roll the dice on it. At the end of the day, at the end of the movie, I enjoyed it for what it was. Direct to Netflix, dramatic story about some older people who are still reaching to achieve their goals. So I'd roll the dice. You're probably gonna like it. I know I liked it, and so that would be my rating. Roll the dice on it. So thank you for coming to the LQ review. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and as always, thanks for joining me.